And again, now, you are also making the same mistake by the impunity of the Governors Forum. You are repeating the same thing, that what happened in 2023 may likely happen in 2027. If you don't stop this impunity, it will affect the party. And how will it happen?
The Governors Forum is not an organ of the party. The Governors Forum is a pressure group that can put influence on the National Working Committee. You cannot take the function of the National Working Committee and say because you are governor, you will now superintend. And this is what I've always told people, that look, he said, okay, what about when I was a governor? I agreed. I said because it happened yesterday, does not mean that it may happen today. Or even if it happened yesterday, was it right? And in any case, there was only a time when I was a governor, where governors came out to say, look, we have done this, we have done this, we have done that everyone should be acting secretary of the party. Never has it happened. Rather, we will influence what will happen in the National Working Committee. And that is why we are pressure group. Now, you don't have the authority to say that somebody should be acting as national secretary. When there's a national secretary who has not resigned, you cannot do that. You don't have power to say, we have formed a committee of zoning. It's not within your prerogative to form zoning committee. And these are things that people across will challenge any day, any time. And when that happens, people now say, oh, why is this time making problem? Now, the issue is, who is the one setting the foundation for crisis in the party? And I told people, look, the best way to go about this is you go on that, put your influence, get the results, and then you move on. But to come out openly to say, look, we, the Governors Forum, we have met with the organs of the party. We have met with the National Working Committee. Who are you to say that? A national secretary of the party that was elected, he was not appointed. Yes, it was zoned to a particular area. And he was elected by the delegates at the National Convention. And so if there's anybody that would move the national secretary of the party, it's to the National Convention. Assuming they're not conceding that it is zoned to South-East. South-East can still not bring somebody. They can only say, okay, when we go for National Convention, this is the person we are going to back. It's not my appointment, it's my election. And when you challenge all these people, say, oh, you are making problem. And I told him, this is where you are getting it wrong. And it will not work, whether anybody likes it or not. And this is the thing that you do. Another election is coming up. Who will be the one that will sign to INEC? INEC only recognizes the national chairman and the national secretary for correspondence. And tomorrow you now say, oh, Tinubu is in trouble, where people don't want peace. No. Now, that is on their own part. On the other part of those who are looking for is selfish interest, the likes of Atiku and all other people. Which calculation with who? Why not come into the party? Everybody wants to be president of the country. Nobody wants to say, look, let me build our party. So that at the end of the day, our party will be in a formidable position as an opposition party to take over power. You don't do that. Only what you want is, let me find a way how I will be the one. If that does not happen, to attempt all Israel. And you made the mistake yesterday, you want to repeat the mistake today, tomorrow you make the same mistake. And then you come out to say, we were rigged that. Who rigged you out? You have already rigged yourself about causing crisis. And this is what I've always said. But because people are not sincere to themselves. And people like me will not accept that. So the issue of coalition or these other people, they are not sincere. The issue of want to be alone, you're also not sincere. Because you have not shown that you want to be alone. You have not shown the seriousness that you want cohesion in the party.
Okay, Honorable Minister, let me ask you, let me take you back. APC, PDP, since 1999, we've known that a very strong component of this party, beyond being the interest group, is the Governors Forum. They have the war chests, they are very formidable, and you cannot say after serving your own term now that this interest group, strong interest group, cannot have told you this same policy.
You see, you are part of the problem we're having. You don't say the right message. I didn't say Governors Forum are not strong. But the constitution of the party, they are not organs of they are not any organ of the party. But you're a pressure group who can exert their influence. There's nothing hidden about that. But you don't want to take over the responsibility of the National Working Committee. Take, for example, how dare you come out on national television to say we the governors, set up zoning committee headed by one Doyediri. We have put convention to be held in Kano. We have told the Deputy National Secretary to be acting as National Secretary. That is the principle to crisis. And you cannot do that.
Could you see that the Governors were just trying to fill a void? Just like when you were governor several times, you have never seen several times you try to fill the void. I know that when Ali Modu Sharif was
I was never chairman of Governors Forum. You have never seen us say, we have appointed this person. We have said this will happen. Nobody does that.
The Governors Forum of which were a part at that time.
Yes, I have never.
Was instrumental in bringing Ali Modu Sharif.
Listen to what you have said. That being instrumental, having influence, that this is the result. Does not mean that you come and take over. That you have decided this. That's the point I'm trying to tell you.
That's how you remove secondary.
Listen to what you have said. I use influence to see that my candidate wins. But I cannot come out on national television to say I have directed the Deputy National Secretary to take over National Secretary. I have said this. I have said the convention will be this. That's the point I'm trying to say. You don't do that. We are not saying you cannot exert influence. You have to differentiate. In any case too, even if you want to exert influence, you must know that yesterday is not today. Today will not be tomorrow. The fact that certain things worked yesterday does not mean so far to me that it will work today.
Yeah, would you accept, Your Excellency, that you already set that sort of precedent for them? Because you already admitted that the fact that it happened yesterday does not mean that it should now happen today or it should continue like that. Yeah. So don't you think that it's a bit hypocritical to say
no. Okay,
we did it in my time, but you cannot do this?
Take for example, there are things that happened yesterday. Nobody may want to question. There are things that will happen today. Someone say no. We will question it. The mere fact that nobody questioned it yesterday does not mean it was right. And I wouldn't say this, that you have to be careful. Circumstances change. Yesterday is yesterday. Today is today. You may not be lucky. And that's why you see, when people say, after all, when you were there yesterday, you did this. I agree. That was yesterday. Today, circumstances may have changed. But you cannot say, we did it like yesterday. we will continue to do it like that. No, that's the point of that to make. You have to be very, very careful. You need unity. Once there's no unity, you cannot achieve it. That's the point of that to make.
You have mentioned the issue of unity. And your colleagues, former colleagues, the governors made this proclamation. You have faulted it. Now, where do you stand in terms of your own activities within the party? How are you trying to build it now that this, back and forth has started?
Now listen, if you want what he said when Governor Wike was governor, he brought out his chest. He fought for the party. He made the party not to die. Mention one governor today. And PDP. Mention one. That said, I have come out. I will leave this war as the head of opposition.
Your friend Bala Mohammed is...
please, we are talking about serious issues. Now, mention one. Remember, under 2019, or before 2019, APC tried to muzzle the PDP. And some of us said, no, you cannot. They penetrated the party, tried to use a body sheriff. We said, no, we will not accept it. By funding, by everything. Today, how many governors will say, I'm the one funding this party, I'm the one paying their salaries? It's not by just mere talking. Today, in 2019, I said I was not going to be villa. I'm going to be in opposition. I'm going to stand for opposition. Today, how many governors you see that don't go to the villa in the night? In the night? In the night. You see, it is bad. You see, you don't give what you don't have.
Excellency, they say they go to the villa by night with your support, and that's why people like Governor Moeno of Akwa Ibom State has endorsed President Tinubu for a second term, and the local government chairman in the PDP in Abuja here, Abuja Municipal Area Council, has defected to the APC. That all of these are factors being put by you to weaken the body.
No, what does it show?
Move and dissolve.
It shows no leadership, no strong leadership. Leadership is not by talking. Leadership is by action. When I was governor, you have to make sacrifices. I made sacrifices, and I can tell you authoritatively, it is not an easy thing. For you to say, I want to lead the opposition party to go to El Dorado, it's done by mouth. You have to lose a lot of things. It's not just coming out on national television. We, PDP, who are we, PDP? Who is that person that's committed to lead this war? Now, all you see, everybody is putting himself just to be a presidential candidate, not just to win election. You have said no. Governor of Akwa Ibom, that's what you say. You said true. That he has endorsed the president. A key state endorsed president. Not only you saw the governor of Delta State. He said, I am supporting Mr. President for good governance, not for politics. A key state. So where's the position? So now, no, let me land. And then I will tell you. You said somebody declared for APC yesterday, the Chamber of Ahmad. Why not? During the last area council, I was assigned AMAC as governor of River State. I funded it. I led how we won AMAC. The AMAC was given to River State. You, River State, we want to win AMAC. You should fund it. They gave other states, other area councils, some could not deliver. Right? That is commitment. Now, the governor came, the chairman came to me, and he said, I want to run. I said, you are running where? It's not about PDP. I said, which PDP? Who will sign to INEC that you are the candidate? Who will sign? You have a problem. And this is what I've been preaching. Can't you make sacrifice? Allow the National Secretary to complete his term. So you don't run into this kind of crisis. With the way it is now, you cannot. Therefore, if you really want to play politics, you want to help yourself, you go and follow an alternative. I don't know where you will go to, but I know that the crisis that who will submit your name, that litigation will be there. And you should be careful. As a young man I help, it is within me to advise him, and it is within his choice to say, oh, I've thought about this. Truly, this will be a problem for me. And then what I'm telling the government, avoid this. Avoid this.
So clearly you're going to give them problems, aren't you?
I'm not giving problems. You are creating problem. And I said, don't create problem.
No, you said it happened previously. Nobody raised an issue with it.
That's why
I mean that you will raise an issue with this one.
No, somebody like me now to come and trample upon my right. No, you don't do that.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT.
Your Excellency.
I'm not just any minister.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT, and you must understand that. There's nothing any governor can do. I cannot as a minister of FCT. Nothing.
Nothing. You have painted a very
as a 37 governor
of the
I'm not 37. I have that capacity.
Your Excellency, you have painted a very bleak picture of the situation in the PDP. Do we say that as of today, the PDP is not ready for the 2027 general election?
They are not ready. It's very obvious. You see, I have told you, look, I have an examination. I'm going to class to read. Indeed, am I reading? Am I studying? You don't need to deceive anybody that you know you're not reading. You're only trying to let people know that you have carried your bag to class. So I'm seeing my colleagues in the going to prep. Let me go out. You reach there. They're doing nothing. Then you say, but I want to study now. You know yourself. So people cannot say for sure. I have said it's not a question of whether you like me. It's not about whether you like. You don't have, like I've said this. You don't need to like me. What I'm saying, is it correct? What I'm saying, is it what will help the party? All this struggle, power struggle, cannot help us.
A lot of people say since you lost that primary election and you were not nominated as a vice presidential candidate, you've been beaten. And everything you've done is to pull the people from the party down.
Hold on. You took a decision that suits you. I took a decision that suits me. You suffer for a decision. I'm enjoying the decision I took. So that's why I said, when you continue to have this, it's a problem. Am I the one now who's saying that you will not obey the Supreme Court judgment? That I said, look, you that went to court to say this man has, you see, when people take advantage, the National Secretary went to run for governorship. The party constitution did not say you should resign. In a lacuna. The man capitalized on that. Went and came back and said, I'm still a secretary. There's nowhere it says I should resign. Yes, you have followed morality. Should they have gone without resigning? What's the business? It's power.
Well, I know you're not the AP, you are not an
Everybody
APC
takes
member.
advantage. Why would you want to
Honorable Minister,
to correct that their constitutional lacuna?
yes. Will you deliver the PDP to the president, to President Tinubu in 2027?
Why?
I know you are not an APC
Why
member,
you asking me
but
that
will
kind
you
of-
deliver?
Who is still other than me? Why are you asking me that kind of?
Because you as a member of the
you know why you shouldn't ask me that question. In 2020, I stood firm that I was not going to support the PDP presidential candidate. See, about leadership, let me tell you. As of 2023, APC was down. The Buhari administration was not doing well. Nigerians were tired. Now, you had another problem. Issue of Muslim ticket, which would have compounded the issue. Difficult. I thought that a decision has to be taken. Which way do you go? What do you stand? I want power rotation. I could not have imagined that after 8 years of Buhari, that the same it will go back to. I said no. It's not about whether you are choosing to be VP or not choosing to be VP. It's about principle.
You love it.
It's about principle.
Did you love it?
Love it to who? Now, I never love it. You saw the result. I never love it. Ask anybody. Now, to take that decision was difficult. But the decision has to be taken. And I looked at it. Atiku was not an option. So it's a no-go area.
When did he stop being an option? Wasn't it after he dropped you as vice president? When he did not pick you as vice president?
No. Let me tell you, from day one, I told my people, they came. I said, one thing you must know, Atiku does not keep to his words. I can tell you authoritatively what happened in 2019. Atiku, Olusegun Saraki, and secondaries came to see me. That I was going to nominate Attorney General and the Minister of Petroleum. Saraki is alive. Now, when we lost the election, the man who was supposed to bring the Attorney General did not know when the legal team was constituted. And I laughed. I watched the television. I ran for Saraki. People are considering legal team. And he said I was going to bring the Attorney General. This is the ocean though. That's the point I'm making. People don't care. You see, when you see people, I know from day one that Atiku will never keep to his word. And I have never banked on that. I will not take his word to the bank. I will not do it. And so it was very clear. I made the right decision. And I stand by that decision. And you cannot see me now, having taken that decision in 2023, to now say, oh, I will support you for president. How? Tell me how.
Your Excellency, we know this and it's in the public space in the history of your party. But we want to look at what will happen in the immediate future. You know where you are, where you stand as far as the presidential elections are concerned. But we do be willing to support your party in every other position as far as 2027 is concerned.
Now, which position? Like, take for example,
senators, House of Reps, governors.
It depends. Take for example, let me just say, you know me clearly. I don't play this way. If the PDP does not keep their house in order fast is concerned, I'm not going to support them in the area council election. Yes.
Will you support the APC?
I don't know about APC or any party. All I'm saying, if PDP goes where they are going, I will not.
And you're a serving minister in an APC-led federal government, and you will support the APC in the FCT elections?
That is not what I'm talking about. I said no, what I'm trying to tell you, if PDP is going the way they are going, I will not support them. And anybody knows me, I don't play hide and seek. I called my friend, the governor of Adamawa. I said, look, the way people are going with this so-called power, I will wrestle with people here in this FCT.
Yeah. So what are
that prepare yourself?
Isn't that anti-party? Wouldn't you be disciplined by the PDP?
Who is one that is not the anti-party now?
So what we saw yesterday was Wike's house.
No, you see, people don't like
the campaign to the APC.
You don't like the truth.
I just asked her.
I have told you, look at what you are doing is wrong. And the young man came to me and said, who will write to INEC that you are the candidate? There's a problem there. And you don't seem to ignore this. And it will hurt you. Therefore, go and look for a way. I don't know where you will go to. But if you are depending on this crisis will consume this party. And I can tell you, it will win. So the man to the right thing. He did your advice. See, I can tell you, I have never gone to any governor, whether you're a PDP, whether you're a APC, whether it's Labour Party, I have never said, look, I will recommend this to you. I have never done it. That does not mean I did not play a role. I played a lot of roles for most of them. Like somebody like the governor of Bayelsa. I played a role fundamentally. Yes. We cannot deny.
But it seems today, you and the governor of Bayelsa, there's no...
It's not the character. That is what I tell people. See, let me tell you, it's so unfortunate. And this kind of leadership we have. Okay, let me tell you. During the first tenure of Governor Dini, I did not support Governor Dini for primaries. I didn't know him. As a brother to me, because the National Party chairman, the Professor came to me that look, Timi Alaide is the one who would like me to win this election. I supported him. And I have no apologies to anybody. And after the primaries, House Nopra brought Diri to my house. The government has a Padagon. And I said, look, the primaries are over. I'm going to give you a support. When I gave the support, remember, Diri was not the one who won. The Lion was one that was announced. Lion. So people may have forgotten. Baron Pigi, Senator Baron Pigi. So I remember I was doing his Thanksgiving Empire, local government in the good land. Apostle Zuli Agri was the one who came to preach that day in church. Apostle Zuli Agri stood up and said, "Baby, come, Mr. Governor, I'm handing over Diri to you." In the church. This governor of the Bayelsa, even I'm talking about them. During the second tenure, I was not to support him. The governor of Adamawa State, since he came to me, the Minister of Petroleum, came to me. In fact, he brought Diri in West Carton Hotel, where I was staying then. Diri, as a governor, not to that, I said, you can't do this as a governor. You cannot do this. Stand up. I will support you. I will support him. Today, I saw him talking in the prayer while whatever. No one individual, but you cannot pronounce the person. They don't have the courage.
But in between, they had also released a video showing you soliciting his own help for your presidential ambition as a candidate. No, please. Okay, so put the context of that video.
He's a delegate.
Yeah.
I need every delegate to support me.
So that was
to go and vote delegates. I'm not a voter in Bayelsa.
okay.
I'm not a voter in Bayelsa. So he doesn't need me if I'm not important. But as a delegate, I needed his vote. I went, but I didn't need that.
But you haven't said that.
He asked me that, but he wanted. Look, let me tell you, there are some people that are not. Look, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Let me tell you. Why? You see why I like the governor of Akwa Ibom? Why I like the governor of Delta? Because they are coming to APC. No! They didn't say they are going to APC. They said, look, APC, look, I have to support this man for a second term. It's not about going to APC. I didn't go to APC when I supported the president. I don't need to be there for support the president. No. But they said, look, this man is putting his best. We are going to support him. Now, these other people, they'll go back. Then they come in front, they'll do the finish. I remember when Supreme Court was to give judgment of Mr. President, I was in Supreme Court. Before we came back, some of you governor people were already in the villa. There are things you can't stand. You cannot stand. What kind of life is this? If you want to support Mr. President, for Christ's sake, support Mr. President.
And say it out.
Why would you be afraid? Do you know what it is that you're a governor? What are you afraid of? Whom are you afraid of? You play here. I have said this, and somebody told me that night. My friend, I don't know, said, I shouldn't talk about social question. I would have made them now. He said, today I see people criticizing Tinubu. But they have not gone to say, look, I applied to Tinubu. I did a financial assistance. He approved. He gave me. Under Obasanjo could he have done that? Under Obasanjo could he have done that? You see, I never, as a sitting governor, applied to Buhari for any financial assistance. I never did that. I never did it.
Some may say you are because of the
you're from an oil-rich state.
Your state.
And it's not every governor. Every governor is privileged from River State.
Bango State today, he doesn't look for money again because he's rich. Samad. Abdul Samad. He doesn't look for money because I have 10 billion naira as a state. Therefore, I will not look for another 5 billion to add. It doesn't make sense. The point is that have credibility. Be a man of character. Today you know what I can do. And you know what I cannot do. You go on my sleeve and say, no, we will not do that. And that's what they call is, like I said, it's not what I call popularity show. I am this. In FCT, everybody knows, look, he won't tolerate this. I don't come and play this and play that. I won't do that. Yes.
Honorable Minister, let me quickly change gears now to River State.
Yeah, no, before the two exhaust, I think we still have to have questions, like I have now. Let me take the Honorable Minister back to the issue of the position of the PDP Governors Forum. To see whether the desperate measures that the PDP governors are trying to resort to are not justified under the circumstances. What desperation? It's not even a good word. Desperation means yes, it's a good word. That's why you should allow me to paint the picture. Yes. At least I have counted almost 7 or 8 of the PDP governors who are in their first term, and they will want to go for second term. Yes. And they have a party that is so directionless. Yes. You can't account for the whereabouts of the national chairman. Yes. The secretariat is in the hands of so many disputants, at least 2. Samaya is claiming it's not disputant. No, don't use a framework of being disputant. Why would it be disputant? There's Uday, there's Uday, it's not, and then there's the deputy secretary that the governors are supporting now. Yes. So, in the light of all of this, no party, national working committee, party has to back them and all of that. These measures, are they avoidable? Like what I was telling you, Sam's tenure will end in December. Why do you want to create crisis that's why, again, if you look at what Atiku's group are saying, they are accusing the PDP governor. But I don't really know the ones killing this party. Coming from that angle, I don't think it's a serious thought. But again, I sat back. I said, could they be doing what they are doing? They really love this party at this critical point in time. Why could you not, gentlemen, let's not go into this quagmire. Let's, what we call I jump and pass. Enemies are setting trap for me. Let me jump and then pass.
Do you love the party?
Do you love your profession? So what I'm trying to say is, if I don't love the party, I won't give this advice. I'm giving this advice to you. You are the one trying to kill this party. You cannot go and say, we have appointed the National Secretary to be the acting secretary. You see, you have a National Secretary whom you don't want. He was elected during the last convention. You cannot remove him. That's litigation. That's a crisis. And they claim, they claim that, look, I don't do friendship. I do what I don't do friendship when it comes from the issue of what is right.
Ahead of the December PDP convention, there are talks that you are already grooming a national chairman, a weak national chairman that may deliver the PDP to the APC. Names withheld.
I don't know how.
Names withheld.
I don't know.
How do you react to such an accusation that you are grooming a national chairman, a weak national chairman that will hand over the PDP to the APC?
In our eyes, there is that happens that is not wicked. Mention what happens anywhere that is not wicked. You just sit down one place.
But answer the question. Answer the question.
You can't go to
please, because you are saying.
Hold on.
Please.
Hold on. The mere fact you have opportunity to interview me does not make me your subordinate.
No.
Answer the question.
Apologies on that.
Fine. Now, the point is that it is not correct. I have any intention to do anything bad. Like I said, I will not point out this. I'm pointing out this to look at where you are heading to. It will not serve us right. Let us make sacrifice. Allow this man's tenure to finish. And a man who does not love you or does not love an organization, you will not be doing this.
Yes, sir. You talked about Akwa Ibom, you talk about Delta. It seems that the South is going to be delivered to the APC come 2027.
I don't know. My own interest is my state. Look, do you want South to vote for Tinubu? Yes. What is hidden in that? Have I not campaigned for that before? Is it a new thing?
And you are getting converts. Umaeno says it's for Tinubu in 2027.
Delta too also.
Governor Umaeno.
And Delta too.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that I have said it 2023. And I'm saying it again. Until 2031.
And people say
when the position should go to the north, there's not anybody who speak to me now, no grammar.
They say it's anti-party, Your Excellency.
It's not. It's to allow harmonious living together.
But let's look
live and let
because if
you
it was someone else.
No, you cannot tell me that it's your own prerogative to be producing president, but it's not so. Let all of us live and let live.
Let's just look at your
support Peter Obi.
No, you have no chance to win the election. Okay. I don't go to where you see people like this kind of social media candidates. I don't do social media candidates. I see them as a politician.
You won this Abuja.
But he got 6 million votes.
I see them as a politician. And I analyze the candidate who is likely to win. In politics, it's not always the right that, this is the best candidate. No. You see, Nigerians today, they have their politics. So many factors come in. And I've always told people this. Whether it is correct or not is a different thing. Okay? Look at Atiku one. Mind you, whether APC likes it or not, it was very, very turbulent for Atiku to have scaled through that election. His own party administration, you could see, people don't want to speak the truth. Before that election, put in things that would have made him to fail election woefully. The fuel crisis, the Naira issue, it was terrible. No party in government would at that time bring such policy where you know you are running an election. But everything was done and he survived it.
Honorable Minister.
He survived it. So that's how you will know that there are people, first of all, God is on their side. Two, they also know this game. He must give it to them.
Honorable Minister, you have made reference to the governors of Delta and Akwa Ibom, saying that the president...
No, those are I made reference. Yeah, friend asked question.
I understand.
So that you put to me well. So because what I said, thank you for what you have said. Even from that angle alone, does it not tell you? That's what I mean.
Okay, so they have said that they're going to be supporting the president for good governance. Do you really think the president is governing well? When you think about what is happening nationally.
What is happening?
So for instance, only recently, and you made reference to the fact that there's nothing that governors are doing now that you also do not have powers as Minister of the FCT to do.
No, what I'm saying, the point I'm saying, please so that we understand me well. What I'm saying, as a governor of a state, a lot of people think that you can direct, you can have influence in the voting pattern. That's the point I'm trying to make. But me too, as a minister of FCT, I also have such a influence. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because, take for example, once you say their council, I can go to Ahmad. I say, listen, why you should vote for this man? See what we did here. See what we did here. See what we did here. I can go to Guabalaba. See why you should not vote for this one. Vote for this one. See what I did. He told me he wanted this. He told me he wanted this. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Buhari. And this one would not likely to be the man. He told me he wanted left. He wanted right. He wanted front. He wanted back. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Kwadi. I came here. I asked you this question. What do you want? You say you want this, you want it. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Abaji. I came to you. You told me you want this. You told me you want this. Have I done it? Yes. Why would they not believe me? If government is on performance.
Okay, so that is taken, I mean, your clarification is taken in terms of where you're talking about power as influence. Recently, the Governors Forum paid a visit to their counterpart in Plateau State over the killings that have happened in the state. Over 100 people have been murdered in the last 2 weeks. Benue State is also witnessing the same thing. And people have started asking questions as to where the president stands on these issues.
Okay, let me tell you
something.
Let me tell you. Remember, when I became governor, people were saying rivers of blood. Remember, you were carrying channels, rivers of blood. This happened. This one, I owe it a duty as a governor of a state that security is paramount. I put in everything I have, whatever resources the state has, to provide security. This attitude of everybody, president. Yes, president is the commander-in-chief. However, you are in charge. After your state is there, outside.
So in clear terms, those governors have responsibility. In clear terms, those governors have a higher degree of responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. Take for example, one people say federal high road. Who are those using it? The people of your state. Now how do I sit? Because it's federal high road, highway. the road is bad. Assuming the government at the federal level is not with me, will you guys tell, you know, the man can do this road now is a federal level? Who want to listen to that? You have to find a way to fix that road, to make government easy for our people. I said I was a governor. I have no relationship with the federal government. I have no relationship with the federal government. I mean, when people are just talking.
Honorable Minister, I still remember
you abandon responsibility.
Honorable
and
Minister.
you said, mind you, this killing in Plateau, in Benue, is a recurrent decimal.
But shouldn't it stop under an APC-led federal government? Because you promised security to Nigerians.
No, let me tell you. The president is doing everything he could do to support the security agencies, support the state, to reduce the level of insecurity. Remember, in Abuja, when we came, it was a terrible thing, right?
Yes.
It was a terrible thing. People were saying insecurity. I said, listen, I owe a duty. Mr. President has given me this delegation. He has delegated the powers to me. He has appointed me. He has confidence in me. I therefore owe the residents of Abuja that I should be able to provide some level of security where people can. I'm not saying I will totally eliminate insecurity. Nowhere in this world. Nowhere in this world. Just yesterday morning or today, they're shooting in Florida University. I don't know whether you thought of them. People died. That is at the level where you can say, with the technology and this and that. But that does not mean that insecurity pervades in Florida. You can have one or two occasions. Yes, we will agree.
So some of the successes you had, the Governor Mutfo, who's your party member, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfo, share some of the successes you've had in Abuja.
My father told me this. If they are sorry, you have headache. If you come to tell me you have headache, how will you know you have headache? If you want, see, what we call peer review mechanism. These days, I don't understand what people do by, we go to a forum. There must be peer review mechanism. Look, what's up? How are you doing it? Right? How do you go about it? There's nothing wrong in learning. But here, it even crosses, every day, why is it one showing that is doing infrastructure? That becomes a problem for you too. It becomes a problem. Instead of someone to say, look, how are you doing this? You are IGR. I spoke to you today. How much are we getting from federal government? With all due respect, how much are we getting? The federal government gets 800 billion a month. They give us 1%. 1% is 8 billion. 8 billion. So why would I get the money to do this infrastructure? So I have to fall back. I have to be aggressive. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. I said, listen, taxes. If you don't pay this, I revoke this.
Honorable Minister.
They accuse you of land grabbing. I said to hell.
But I'm
going to do this. I need the money to carry out
Honorable Minister, just to follow up on that issue, because you talked about, how governors need to take responsibility. That's what I seem to glean from that. I do know that while you're governor, while you also say you're taking responsibility for security in your state, you admitted the limited nature of governors. You once complained about being the chief logistics officer.
Let me tell you now. Because politics was brought into security. What happened in my state? I had a minister that was a grade A minister with the federal government. They wanted to make my state ungovernable. I had 12 commissioners of police in 3 months. Now I had to sit back. What do I do to survive this, Honorable Minister? So I have to go back and deploy security architecture. I don't have enemies at the federal level. So nobody saw me in Abuja. I never slept in Abuja. I remained in River State. Even if I come to Abuja, I go back that day. Honorable Minister, there was one of for me me, that's a convenient point to stop you because we're still going to talk about Rivers State. And we need to go on a quick break now. And of course, when we come back on from that break, you'll be meeting Mr. Infrastructure in the FCT. But before you meet that Mr. Infrastructure, we'll talk a little bit about Rivers State politics. Mark, where you have been asking to have that. So when we come back on break, you are going to lead us along that path. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Shut me down 2 times.
Do you want me to tell you the truth?
I'm listening.
As a politician, I'm not happy. I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing.
As a lawyer?
No, I'm coming. Although the mother is in court. But people must say the truth. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone. So when people say, President, this, I say, look, if that's where they should be worshipping, they should be worshipping Mr. President. Every morning go to President, can we wash your feet for saving us? How? Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money can go to local government when it's not democratically elected. Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money will go to the state without appropriation. In that situation, there was crisis. All institutions will be shut down. Health will be crisis. Education will be crisis. It is not in my place to make it good for the governor.
What about your state?
That's what I'm saying as a politician. It is not in my place to make the governor to be happy. It's not me. My business is not to make him comfortable. And that's what does power play. It's part of the role you play. Now, the point I'm trying to make, Mr. President came in and saved the situation, saved Rivers people of that calamity, of that anarchy.
Oh, so you know it was going to cause calamity if the governor was impeached?
What calamity? That the governor is removed? Was it a coup? The Constitution provides that if there's an infraction of the Constitution, that you can be impeached. I don't know people who are working towards today for the president not to go back for second term. Is it a crime? If they had their way to impeach Mr. President in the National Assembly, would they do it? He think that they are comfortable to stop to 2 years. Who told you that? I never tell anybody that I'm a pastor or a imam. It's a power game. But then people must face the reality. The governor cannot think that, this about, if the governor is removed, this will happen. What will happen?
Yes, but I've asked you.
So the point I'm making is that President saved the situation. And that's what they didn't understand when Attorney General said that they should even thank Mr. President for saving them.
A lot of people have accused Mr. President as bias, saying that you would have been suspended.
Yes. Suspended for doing what?
That you have
That's your one leg of the problem. Also, one leg of the problem. Listen now, one of listening. What's the problem? I don't know what's the problem for president.
Are you instituted?
To hold on. I don't know you have a coalition. What's the thing of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. I don't make him president to sleep every day. Has anybody killed anybody? He's so president for his out to say, he doesn't want to be now. He's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relation with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake.
Yes,
hold on. You see, I have told you here, government is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Government is not only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, your ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, You don't know how to navigate. To put your people in check to make sure you are calm, your governor is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back. I sat down. I said, listen, we have a problem. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it? Okay, let me finish. So give people the opportunity to hear from us. So this attitude of the governor, if it's removed of the crisis, because the constitution provided for it. And therefore you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? That you are ruling as a despot.
But right now,
hold on. That there's no government. The only thing that makes government democracy is the legislature. Under the military, you have executive, you have judiciary, but there will be no legislature. So what makes it democracy? It is legislature. When legislature is not there, there's no democracy. And you came down without any qualms. You went to an arm of government that's a symbol of democracy. Brought it down to rule as a despot. Supreme Court said so, white and black. What are people talking about? What do you want to say? Look, this thing you did was right. You sat down out of 32 members of the constituency. Of the 32 constituency. You sat down. You are taking 3 people to make law. And you say they will be defected. By your own math. It lies in your own math. The defection is by you. The governor said, look, it is by me. Anything I say, how they will be, that's how they will be. Who does that in this world? Who does that?
He said by his own mouth, but we saw them waving flags of the APC.
Oh, define defection. Supreme Court define defection constitutionally and politically. I want you to go and read the judgment. So now, let me tell you so that it's good to educate the public. Yes, I can say we have defected. But it depends for the speaker to hit the hammer, to declare this vacant. Until that happens, he cannot say the session has been completed.
The speaker himself was part of
too bad assuming. That was your lawyer. No, hold on now. Too bad. That's why the speaker said politically and constitutionally. Constitutionally that becomes when you are defected. You see, I don't know people who have been defending at the National Assembly. It suits the speaker. It suits the Senate President. Have they declared their seat vacant? They have not. But when it does not suit them, they hit the gavel. We have declared their seat vacant. And it is only then you can say defection has taken place.
But
if you don't know that on you,
yes,
so say, I wave flag.
Yes.
Because you know not say, if I wave flag of another party, okay now that the governor of Delta, the governor of Akwa Ibom said they will support the president. They're defected. Is that the constitutional position of defection?
Your Excellency, but let's look at the state of play now.
Yes, now you talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I've told you, people should thank Mr. President. But me as a politician, selfishly, I'm not happy, I say so. But President did what he did for the interest of the state. The House of Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say, listen, I agree. We agree a constitutional rule. I agree. But look at it on a broader.
But Your Excellency,
look at it in a broader way. Look, no salary, nothing will happen, the state will go down.
Yes.
So on that basis, allow it.
Yes.
So now you said NBA, it's unfortunate. How would MBA say it's on Congress when you collect that gift? What is it?
No, they're not connected.
No, they are just one who holds on.
Yes.
That's why I tell the people, when the board of ventures came to see me, he was here, and I told them, what is it? When Justice Nephew gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Nephew. Without reading the judgment.
They made comments without reading the judgment?
Yes, which has never happened, yes. Now, the president declares an emergency. He says, oh, it's not going. Now, until everybody now knew why you were doing what you were doing, that the state gives you a gift of 300 million naira. A gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MPA. You took 300 million naira and said it's a gift.
They solicited for help, and you are a member of the NBA. And you have supported the NBA yourself.
Oh, so hold on. In my budget, I put grants. In my budget, I put grants. I'm allowed by law. It's been appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. I've had for NBA to take an illegal gift. Assuming that this thing didn't come up now. Did you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced by the gift that they had received?
Are you not aware? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. It came through some area, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of NBA. That's how they offered NBA that they are going to host the Amazonia conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member.
Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They are saying you are only a gift. You don't return the gift
to who?
To the NBA. You are a member.
There are some gifts that will kill you. Okay. This gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, see, that's why you have to be careful. There's certain things you do. Look at what happened. NBA, a judgment of court was given by to the NBA, not be a party to the suit, come out to criticize the judge. Why did they do that? Interest somewhere. Or to this thing about it now, they say, people that no wonder. NBA has never, as a body, come out to criticize judgment of a court. So that does not mean that you as a lawyer, you will not be able to criticize judgment of court. What's the business? Not knowing that there was something going on. Money. 200 million. Did they declare that the state government gave them a gift? Until now.
Your Excellency.
So when you say emergency, people have gone to court. They don't understand it. Now the court determine whether what the president did was legal or illegal. Not on the perspective. That's why we have the court.
Yes.
The court must make a point. This attitude of what we do, something that I don't like. Because from my view, it's wrong. Therefore, it's wrong generally. That's why people have to go to court.
Your Excellency, that's why I wanted you to speak on the state of play right now. There's a state of emergency in your state.
Yes.
You are a politician. You have benefited from the democratic process, sitting on top of the table in Rivers State. Are you doing everything in your power? Because we saw pictures of you and some legislators from the state in London and all that. Are you doing everything in your power to make sure that 6 months is done and everything returns to democracy? Being a beneficiary.
No. The beneficiary of what?
Of the democratic process.
That's why we are supporting the State Assembly. That's why we want that the only way there can be democracy is when the legislature is in existence. Now, it behoves you now, who is the governor, to allow democratic structures to be. It behoves on you now to say, look, this thing has happened. How do I do to bring everybody together? Then you hear people talk, go on television, say this and say that. I'm an elder. and a leader, has anybody taken it upon himself or herself in River State today? Say, look, see where we are. What do we do? Let me approach this legislator. Let me approach these leaders of the party. What do we need to make sure things work together?
Maybe they are looking up to you to do that.
So that is the problem I have.
As a leader.
You said you heard what I heard one for just said I'm the cause of the problem. And I'm right. If I'm the cause of the problem, as an elder, he claims he is. Has he one day called me? Come. What is the problem? Why can't you sit down and talk? And let me know, it's okay. See this and see that. Rather, as a true promoter of ethnicity, under Adadu's governor, the River State will so hell. That's the period you had Ogoni and the Okrika crisis. That's the period you had crisis in Okrika land, where human beings were killed, slaughtered, where we established the Bush Boys. Action. Under who? By the now had Amaraba of Okrika. Under my government. Under me. Under him there was crisis. Bloodshed. Yeah, people were dying. You set up a faction, or they call them Bush Boys. They also set up a faction and they were killing, slaughtering people. As a governor, as an elder statesman, and you have not. Sir, these are my people. Now somebody who's not for their place came as a governor and said, no, this has to stop. What is this problem? God gave judgment about instantly. I never waited. I said, look, there must be an end to all this crisis. So the great the Amana of Okrika. I went ahead and created another first club for Oguruma. I can have somebody called the Amana of Keke. I can have somebody called Amana of Okachu. Today, in Okrika, there is peace. If I didn't want peace, as a non-Okrika, I would have allowed it so there will be crisis in that place. I think what I tell people, elder, it's not just because I'm 85 years. Elder also means by your conduct, by your activity. If you are an elder is 85 years and you are not bringing peace, take away that elder and go. Take it away.
So you have admitted that part of the reason why there's the state of emergency was declared in your state was to preempt a number of things which could have degenerated.
I think the president did not want the state to get to that level of where anarchy. And he did the right thing. I said, but selfishly, I wouldn't want it.
Yes, I just want to ask you.
I'm a politician.
So politicians, I'm happy with anarchy?
No. You don't understand. I wanted the governor not doing well. Get out.
And some people say the sole administrator is also not doing well. He's already acting like a Democrat when he's supposed to be there appointing local government chairman.
I'm so surprised about it. He said he's bringing democracy. First of all, remember, and take ourselves back. If this sole administrator does not bring peace in the place, does not set up democratic structures, remember, the moment the 6 months is over, you fall back to Supreme Court judgment. Today, they're getting their money because a state of emergency has been declared. Ordinarily, if a state of emergency was not declared, money won't go to the state. Money won't go to the local government. Is it not hypocritical? Money is flowing to the hands of the state and the local government under an administration that is not hypocritical. Listen to what I said now. That's the point I'm trying to make. What's hypocritical about it? Because the administration is not democratic. No, the who made it to be democratic? It's a sole administrator. No. The government already collapsed. Supreme Court are giving judgment that there's no government. And therefore, there's no appropriation. And you cannot spend money without appropriation. There's no local government. Who will take the money? Who will preside over the money? Emergency route ordinarily is an aberration. However, because the Constitution recognizes that a situation like this may come up, that the president has power to do what he did. In order to say, okay, for the time being, let us have some peace. But in having that peace, civil servants must be paid. In having that peace, institutions must be run. You cannot say civil servants should not be paid, schools should not go on, hospitals should not go on. How about?
Well, the Constitution never said that a democratically elected governor will be swept off his feet because the intention of the Constitution was...
Remember Section 305 said we don't get the exceptional steps. But like I said, the matter is in court. Let the court interpret. And that's why people should be patient. Up to now, we have almost about 11 cases. I heard the PDP governors went to court. I hear.
Yes,
that's what I heard. They know. They all did that just to... They deceived the governor. They deceived him. Don't you know the governor? Apply this. Apply that. Where they are.
Your Excellency, if we are looking at long-lasting peace, we are 2 months gone into the state of emergency.
No, 1 month.
1 month gone. In 6 months is expected to be over. And you stated clearly that the president's decision sort of gave the governor a lifeline. Should his supporters be bothered that after the state of emergency, because we know these 27 lawmakers are part of your political family.
That is what we are saying. He who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Is that correct? You're a governor. So hold on. Look at the circumstance where you are. You should take the bull by the horn. Take steps. I told you here. Has anybody approached anybody?
So Governor Simo Fubara hasn't called you on the line since his suspension.
I have told you, have anybody approached anybody? You know, when you say, I don't like people who are hypocrites. I have told you, mention one leader, one so-called elder in Rivers that has taken steps. Those of them who are running around the governor, collecting money. I have one of them is always in the golf course. I did the golf course here, playing golf. As I go over to say, look, now we're under this kind of situation. What do we do? 6 months will still be over. Have we achieved the peace we are supposed to achieve? Because at the end of the day, if we don't achieve anything, then you still go back to square one. That which does not make sense. Does it not occur to you that, look, if nothing is being achieved now, there's no population. There's no democratic, there's no elected local government. Supreme Court judgment was implemented.
Who is the sole administrator accountable to? That's what people
That is why it is called emergency rule. Which I told you as a politician, I'm not happy. But to solve the situation, and that's where the president came in. And that's why those who know should now know that let's take this opportunity. I said, look, I know this is the problem. Can you do this? Can you do this? You must make sacrifice.
Some will say that those who know, should that include you?
It's not only coming out through the national television.
Yes, Your Excellency, some will say, Your Excellency, that you, more than anybody else, should be the one also mediating this peace process. Simply because this is just less than a year after you left office. This is the legacy. As in, the governor was your man, the House of Assembly members are your people. So, one will say you are even more of a stakeholder in making sure that this process of peace gets to fruition.
Now, let me tell you. But the some assembly people listen to me. It's not right. But the government didn't listen to me.
Just see him as a stubborn son.
Okay, no problem. Now, let me tell you something. Have you heard the parable of the prodigal son? Let me tell you, the father left those who listened to him and went in search of that only one that didn't know that only prodigal son. No, that's not correct. When a prodigal son comes back and pleads, I said, look, forgive me. I've made a mistake. I want us to move forward. You are human. You are human. But in sincerity, let me tell you, 2 governors under APC, this should be with an influential person from outside the state. 2 governors from APC. Right? Came to talk to me. And I said, look, I'm not the governor. I'm FCT Minister. There was a gang up against me here. And I knew there was a gang up. I had to put some structures on ground to see that there is peace. That I do my work. I don't need to allow enemies to capitalize on 1 or 2 things. Who will suffer is the administration of the president, who has confidence and put me in this place. So I don't need to begin to give excuse. You are the governor. You have a problem. That's why I said governance is not only restricted to award of contract and commission of project. It takes beyond that.
If these two today, will you pick his call?
These 2, I said these 2 governors came to me. And I said, look, I'm here for peace. What does he want? What does he want? And they said, look, we'll do everything to make. I said, in sincerity, if anybody comes there to say, look, you want it, but it must be in sincerity. Let me tell you, I've been in this system, I've been in government. I may game politicians play. Politicians buy time. The best opportunity was when President intervened. The day President intervened, the assembly people went immediately and would do the impeachment notice. You had what happened. Some elders came up. President has no power. What they did was political. They went to court. They went to court. A lot of suits were instigated. Where did he lead us to now? Who is on suspension? Is it me? I mean, it was in wisdom. A good president of the country called you. Whether he was right or he was wrong, at least at that level, that's okay. Let me stomach. Let me listen to him. And you play your own part. Let the people not play their own part. Mr. President, he has played his part. People are saying, look, do you understand what it takes? For 16 months, you seize people's salary. They don't pay their children's school fees. Most of us are just talking. Do you know what it takes? Let me ask all of you here that your children are at home. Why? They have no money to pay their school fees. Why? Somebody has stopped my salary for 16 good months.
Excellent.
So and nobody appears to take that into consideration. So it fails. And I expected that somebody should say, look, this thing should end. Let me go. Sir, man, we can't continue this way. Let's sit down and talk on the table. All this arrogance of going to national channels, arise to abuse anybody. You are hearing, they say I'm dead. They flew me out. All those things will not give you the peace. You carry coffin. Wike is dead. It's not my business. If people who have heard, who really understand what it is, should say, look, we have done this for how many years now? What have we achieved? Can there be peace? Rather, they try to make sure the problem does not end. They make money.
Two quick questions, because we're already about to move to the FCT. I wanted to ask you, first, you have said that you are open to forgiveness if the governor should come to you for forgiveness. Sincerely. Okay, so that is clarified. The second issue is, what party do the assembly members of Rivers State belong to?
They belong to PDP.
They belong to PDP?
Yeah, the court has ruled the other day. You see, when people are Femi Falana, who is the lawyer to channels on all these things, lies. I mean, a senior advocate, you go to court, you lie that the issue of defection is at the Federal High Court. You refuse to tell people that you did what they call a cross appeal. When the Court of Appeal gave judgment that these people had defected, you had a cross appeal in Supreme Court. And Supreme Court made a pronouncement about it. You lied. So when the judgment came out, people said, I think they say Supreme Court have not pronounced on the defection. What happened a few days ago? Federal Court said Supreme Court has settled this matter of defection. Now, if such people at that level can come out on national television and lie, and you may not take it serious, but it's very hurting. And lies can cause a lot of crisis. Before you know it, so many things have gone wrong. And there are things you don't do. And that's the problem I have with some senior lawyers who live on telling lies. Lies.
What do we make of the character of the members of your party who were waving flags?
And demanded a stand.
Yeah.
Did they not support the president to be president?
Sorry.
Did we not support Mr. President to be president? So what is meaning now that they said on the mandate they stand? Did they not say in 2023 that they stand on the mandate and voted for him? So what is new?
Talking about the mandate, sir, we come to the FCT.
Yeah.
Because time is not our friend now. We need to look at what is happening in a couple of months. I mean, just over a month. We are supposed to see the next step of projects in the FCT, which will be unveiling. You've gone around, I think on Friday again you were in some places. Tell us the level of projects now and how many are we likely to unveil?
No, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Are you happy or not? No, tell me the truth. Are you happy? Don't you see?
Your Excellency, I'm smiling.
If things are not happening, will you be smiling?
Honorable Minister.
The difference is clear. If you didn't do, you didn't do. You can see what is going on in FCT everywhere. People are talking. People are saying, you mean this is possible within a short time of less than 2 years that this could be provided? That we were here 8 years? Nothing happened. We have not gone into 2 years. See what has happened. So, in 4 years' time, what will happen? Look, some of us take the light. When I go out, I see that people are happy. I went to Kwali. On road to Lokoja, 8 to 5. I went to that road. Look, it's like, in those days, as a politician, they were going to bring a woman, young girl, for you to marry. For the good things you are doing. Yes.
They almost gave you one in Kwali.
No, I'm not a party to that. So the point I'm making is that it shows how happy people are. Then from Pai to Komani, go and see. In Kwali, you go to Keju, Equally, Tokula. Look, people should come. So truly, that's it. Mean government can come to the rural area. Is it true? It has never happened.
Honorable Minister.
So people are happy. Look at what we are going to touch in May. In May. Have you been to the international conference of that?
Yes, and the controversy about the cost of it, that is...
What is
the cost is prohibitive.
You are not the one to define. It's a procurement process. So let me tell you, I'm not a man of cheap quality. Even the way I dress, I wear quality things.
Very
so
well.
You don't expect everything I will do. I should lower standard. I won't do that. Look. When Mr. President inaugurated the Cross Parliament, it's what I saw. You shed tears for this country. You mean this is our international conference center? Look, before President came, I told the Senate President, I said, this is embarrassing. He said, what are you going to do? I said, what would I do? Immediately President came, he called my attention. no box, nothing. Somebody, they get to one senator, ran down the place. It was terrible. It was terrible. Now, I shut it down on the emergency because most people use there for whatever. So if you follow the normal procurement process, it will take long. So we have to do it under emergency. Who built it? Julius Berger built it. So we don't need to go and look for to say, oh, we don't know where the cable passed and this and that. We go Julius Berger. And you know Julius Berger is not a cheap company. You know that. Now, we bought Julius Berger. Today, go to that Kwara Conference Center. By this May, I will invite you. You come and see what they call International Conference Center. You will be happy as a Nigerian that you have done this. Now, what happened? Ethnic politics came. Religion came. Hey, because he is so religion. Because he's so place. That's why I can't see it. I mean, I cannot understand that. It's the only thing we have was random. You can make your money. And nobody's against it. But it is not your property. It is only symbol. And I told them, go ahead. Some people came, oh, you know, they was about. I said, this is getting too much.
Well,
that's happened. So this day, Mr. President, I hope you be around.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll come and know that go to this good thing.
And that same senator has been criticizing the federal government very, very
I don't know. I don't care.
But just to add, Honorable Minister,
criticize as much as you want to criticize. Is it devil that criticize?
Yeah.
Human beings will criticize.
Also, the issues of hospitals, Honorable Minister, I need to add that there are several uncompleted hospitals that your administration inherited. One is at Atiku here. There's also another one in Guagoleda, another one in I think Buhari also. How soon are you going to focus on expanding or bringing to life this kind of infrastructural development to the hospitals? Because a lot of Nigerians are finding healthcare costly in Abuja here because private hospitals are milking them. Even we journalists, when we are sick, we don't get some of the required attention in hospitals. How soon can you attend to our hospitals?
Let me tell you one thing. Life is key. Life is key. When you see that milking you, it's not correct. I do agree with you that we must provide the best for our people. And in providing the best, it requires resources. Our procurement process takes a lot of time. And which I have said, when I was governor, I tried to speak with the assembly. I said, look, if we follow the procurement act, we won't go anywhere. Therefore, assembly, we need to amend the procurement process so as to be able to cater easily, urgently for certain things. Our hospital is one of it. The Atiku had a problem. It came down. Part of it fell. Now, when I came on board, there were issues, litigation issues. So many projects under litigation. And you try to let us see how we can resolve some of these issues and go ahead. But thank God, we're almost there. That some of these issues are being resolved. Atiku, and some of them. We are not trying to renovate the Buarimpa and the rest of this. And the way they are also built, you see, it's unfortunate. Building of hospital is different from building ordinary house. That's what I have found out. You don't build hospital just like ordinary house you are building. From day one, those who are going to supply the equipment must work with those who are doing the civil engineering. It's not where you come and build, you break this, you break this. No. And these are the kind of things we found out. We said, listen, let's take this in the way it's supposed to be done. I feel guilt that the kind of things we have as hospital is not what's supposed to be. But we'll get there. That I can tell you.
One burning issue has been the issue of land reforms in the FCT. I know several days ago, information came out from the FCTA that those who had received area council lands should regularize their papers with the FCDA in line with a court judgment which had come several years ago. Now, but the issue many are asking, we know one thing about the capital cities infrastructure. Infrastructure is built before people go in to begin to take possession of their lands and build. But people say that the same is not with the area councils, that there are still people who have lands in the bushes and they cannot access those lands despite being allocated by the area council.
Okay, can I ask you, why did you go for the allocation? Why did you apply for land? Why did you apply for land? First of all, there should be documentation. When you apply for land, you do the documentation. In doing the documentation, there are fees that are paid. And people should also know there's no government can, within your 4 years or 8 years in office, we have provided infrastructure everywhere. You take it step by step. Government has allocated Maitama 2 years ago. It is now, I said, we have to develop infrastructure here. People who have allocation have not even paid their money. How much is it?
21 days now to pay.
No, I'm coming. Take for example, are you telling me, admission, you apply that you want land, and government's okay, follow the process. And within 21 days, you've not paid 300,000 naira to have their papers. For Christ's sake. For Christ's sake. I mean, we like to do things, we don't like to follow procedure. Supreme Court has come to say, look, every land belongs to FCT. Therefore, there's only like area council land. And we don't want to go by saying we have cancelled all the allocation. We are magnating what is okay. Let's regularize after you can have your C of O. What is the wrong thing that we have done? 2, some people have their ROFO, they don't go for the C of O. They use their ROFO as land speculators to begin to go and sell. And you deny government of the required form. I have told you here, if the federal government gets 800 billion a month, now what is given to them is 8 billion. 8 billion cannot pay salary as it is to the minimum wage. Not less than 15 billion naira will pay. Now if you sit back without aggressively pursuing these funds, we won't be able to pay salaries. When we talk about infrastructure, there's nowhere in this world that you can say it's free. How much are you paying?
Very commendable, Your Excellency.
Now everybody,
the aspect of the land.
Everybody, now, again, you have land, 2 years, no development. You have shanties everywhere. That alone is a security threat. And people don't do this because they have become landed speculators. Somebody comes, he wants to do mass housing. Government allocates the land to you, 500 hectares. The land does not do anything mass housing. He now sells the land. Piecemeal, and makes money. I will suffer.
The Excellency, we need to move very fast because
it's not fair.
Yes, the Abuja will be 50 by February 6. A lot of Nigerians are expecting maybe like a commission or a study to see how the coming of the Federal Capital Territory in this axis has affected the FCT original inhabitants, Nigerians who are here, the infrastructure, the Abuja master plan itself. What are you doing ahead of the 50th anniversary? Is the Abuja master plan still intact? Should we review it after 30 years, it's supposed to have been reviewed, but it hasn't been reviewed.
The problem we have, you always try to, in a rush. We know Abuja will be 50 by next year. Why not you be patient and see what we are doing? Part of Abuja master plan is to keep Abuja the way the master plan was done. Remember, I'm sure you too, you are part of the problem. We are from Abuja. Take for example, look at this Baduma. That problem. If you are passing a road done by Gilmore, that road ought to pass through. Compensation has been paid to communities. Long, more than 20 years. Leadership is a problem. To say, what was the compensation? Allow us to develop. And the land they are allocated more than 20 years ago. Right? Now I have called them. They said no. They want another compensation. Right? You hear problem. Oh, why are you bulldozing people's houses? I will bulldoze it. I will. This area, I will do it. Because, you see, that is against the master plan of Abuja. You can't have those kind of shanties within the city. Development has come, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, they said all of them were compensated.
No, it's not correct. Even this one we're doing now, Grisha or whatever. Grisha. Look, it took me time. I left the land. I have sat down with them. They achieved everything. They said no.
But you agreed to pay some money. Have they been paid?
In fact, I paid double.
Yes, in fact, that's.
I had to be there for the demolition to take place.
Very commendable because you should.
Now, the point I'm making is that if I don't take that bold step, the place won't develop. Now, I went to Giri district. No infrastructure. So, without the EFCC have an academy. The university took 11,000 hectares of land. Tell me, which ward that the university will sit on 11,000 hectares of land? I was going to ask you, what have you resolved with them? No, what I'm saying, I will not allow that. I will not allow that. Because we are not doing infrastructure. People have to move. The city is getting congested. So are you going to take part of the land? Well, no, we're going to take, we have taken. When you say, are you going to take, we have not 4,000. But we have 4,000. The federal government give them that land. And then it has, why not, what do you mean original habitat? Who's not the original habitat here? I mean, let's not be doing this. The point is, you tell me, can the university be given 11,000 hectares of land? To do what? For Christ's sake. To do what? All they not do, they partition, they sell. The city is getting too congested. Now go there and see the road that we are doing now. So the one you took, was it without resistance? The one you are taking from the... Is there anything you do here that the people will not resist? That will resist. At the end of the day, we will conquer.
Honourable Minister, let me take you up on the issue. I mean, you've spoken extensively about infrastructure, and really, I mean, a lot of people, when you come into the city, you see very clearly that there's a marked difference. However, in terms of maintaining this infrastructure, in terms of cleaning it, sanitation, those who are supposed to sweep the roads, if you go along Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, for instance, the part from Apo to Apo under the bridge to Apo bypass now, that overpass you've made, has become a car park of sorts. There seems to be no order. People can follow one way as they please. Okada riders are all over the place. I don't know who is in charge.
Let me tell you, you are part of our problems. Tomorrow, you want it on channel. Or how they are not allowing people to survive.
Yes, but the people
I'm coming. You see, that's the problem we have. Government calls up to say, look, this is what must be done. Government impounds these vehicles, get them arrested. You won't tell the correct story. The story will tell under this economic hardship. Vehicles have been impounded.
Honorable Minister, with all respect, channels will always have the correct story.
No.
Always.
No. I use channel as a case in point. All of you do this. Go to Arise.
You are sounding like a journalist.
No. You go to Arise. We have problems to ourselves. You have talked about cleaning, sanitation. Do you know one big area is sanitation?
Yes.
And it's very expensive. Is that right?
Yes.
It is.
I'm coming. Those who clean up, they will be paid. Is that correct?
Yes.
Will they be paid?
Yes.
And people have to pay their taxes for it before you pay? Before we pay those cleaners? Have you helped us to say, look, what are you talking about? All these refuse you are generating, government needs to remove them. Money has to be paid. This is the place where I see a country where I say that a man thinks he has a right to bring refuse out. The government will remove it. I've never seen a thing like that. And government said, yes, we are coming to remove it. We have to pay a token. It's a problem. Look at even in Asokoro. It's a problem. And you continue to preach. Doesn't it?